Welcome back to the show.
Hey.
Thank you. We're going to talk about what you got going on in the future. You got some new tour dates, and I think you're going to be on the radio, another show real soon. Fill us in about all that good stuff.
I do. Well, I'll be going to Memphis in January for the wonderful International Blues Challenge. I'm not competing. However, I encourage people to get involved with their local blues society. And what they do is they have a enter the International Blues Challenge in Memphis. And so we have local blues societies all over the world, and each of the local blues societies, for example, LA has their own, they compete locally, and then they go on to represent their blues society at the International Blues Challenge. So you have people from all over the world. They narrow it down. During this whole week, people are competing, and there's all sorts of judges. Then they narrow it down, and they have a big show on Saturday. And they have judges, for example, one year they had Walter Trout was a judge, and Kenny Neal was a judge. And then they compete, and they get down to the last three bands. And those people win festivals, and I believe some of them win record contracts. So it's quite an event in Memphis at the end of January. I believe it starts January 22nd, and then it goes on for that entire week. I will be performing there at the International Blues Challenge. Like I said, I'm not competing, but I will be performing at the Heart Fund. And the Heart Fund is a really neat organization that helps, it's a benefit to raise money for musicians who are in need. I believe when Walter Trout needed a surgery, and I believe the Heart Fund also helped.
Oh, I see. So it's an independent kind of a organization to help anything musician of tragedy that they may need at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's really nice. That's great stuff. And that, again, will be in Memphis for you. Now, are you going to have some new tracks? I think you're talking about a new CD coming out, too?
Yeah. I have my new album that I'm working on right now, and it's going great. It should be done sometime next year. I'll have a final date when we're going to release that. And I was going to tell you also, in February, I will be performing at the Blues, Biscuits and Blues, and February 10th with Taz Cruz, who is a phenomenal blues artist as well. And then at the end of January, backtracking a little bit, I will be in Arizona at the Rhythm Room. People can catch me there. And then in March, I'm going to be in Colorado. And I'll be there for about 4 to 5 days in Colorado performing at various events.
Oh, beautiful. So you got a busy new year coming up and getting all started. New tracks, some shows. Everybody get the Brigitte Purdy karma out to the world. I'd love to hear that, Brigitte. Thanks you.
Good.
I'll tell you what. Let's carry on. Let's crank some more Lucille. Don't You Weep, and then Still I Rise, and we'll be coming back after that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Lucille, don't you weep no more. Lucille, don't you weep no more. Wrap your arms around me, fingers up and down my neck. Make me feel like a real live woman, a Gibson girl at heart. Shook me down with that don't you weep no more. Don't you weep. Lucille, don't you weep no more. Two men fighting for a woman's touch, and a third went down, smoldering dust. When my king turned around, I was laying on the ground. Let me tell you now how he picked me up. Then he played that eternal song. Lucy, don't you weep no more. Don't you weep. Lucille, don't you weep no more. Touched by the master's hands, left his impression on me. The thrill will never be gone. Confessions, ecstasy, then moan. Lord, I'm free. I'm free from your spell. And it said to me, Lucille, don't you weep no more. Lucille, don't you weep no more. Don't you weep no more. Don't you weep. Lucille, don't you weep. And don't you mourn. Don't you weep, don't you mourn. Lucille, don't you weep. Don't you mourn. And don't you mourn. You make me cry like a real woman. Don't mourn. Don't weep. Lucille. Don't mourn. I wish I could fly right up to you.
Hey, this is Jay from Never Wonder, and you are listening to the Whomagoo radio show in Milwaukee, the same place that Laverne and Shirley is from.
Oh, hello.
Great beer.
I saw the terror in their eyes. I heard the distant voices cry. I felt the heartbeats everywhere start to die. Still I rise. Still I rise. If only people felt inside that some may have and some deny, and the sun looks the same on all sides of the world. Still I rise. Still I rise. Over faces unknown, lonely spirits that long to fly.
Oh, thank you very much again, Brigitte Purdy, my fabulous guest here in the show. Welcome back, Bridget, to the show. Still I Rise. That was your fabulous title track everybody got to hear. Thanks again.
Thank you.
And we were just talking right now offline a little bit. We're going to work something out because when she's going to go to Memphis for her blues festival, we're going to have an interview live from Memphis on the Whomagoo Show, too. We're going to hear some of the updates that's going on down there and anything else you can bring to us at that time, too, Bridget.
I would love to share with you what IBC is like, and that's where a lot of new great artists that are coming up will be showcased. So it's a great opportunity to be able to communicate and share what's going on in Memphis, because it gets hot down there.
I bet it does.
Although last year was 4 degrees. It was snowing and it was 4 degrees, but it was still hot on Bill Street.
Really? 4 degrees in Memphis in that time?
It was 4 degrees last year in January. Mm-hmm.
And there is no way a community like that is set for any type of cold, because that's where I come from up here.
It was pretty cold. Mm-hmm.
Wow. But all the blues, you guys warmed it up with all the fabulous talent and everybody. So again, look forward to that. Yes, we'll do some live connection, bringing us the information from the Blues Festival from Bridget. And anything else you got for any other wisdom, shouts out, anything you'd like to finish the show with kindly tonight?
Well, do what you love in life. You and I were talking about that as a sidebar. Mm-hmm. When you do what you love in life, you are surround with yourself not only with the people who have the same common goals, the same common thoughts, but you'll be a lot more happier, and your soul will be satisfied. So,
thank you.
Follow your dream and follow your passion.
Yeah, and that's what always brings me, I love about my show, and I wake up and connect with you in a day or two, and we make this happen and promote you, and then bring the karma that you connect with everybody, because the arts, and I believe God lives in all the notes and the songs and the music. And speaking of that, who I used to got that from, that's a Pete Townsend theme. And I can't not talk with Bridget mentioning, yeah, she has worked with my guy, Mr. Pete Townsend. Tell us a little bit about that for the fans.
A friend of mine is the musical director for The Who, yeah. And his name is Frank Symes. And I've done some work for him, session work. And one day he called me up and he said, hey, I need you to come down and do some background vocals. I said, okay. And so I came down and I said, hey, do you want me to send me the tune so that way I can learn it before I get there? And he says, no, you're not going to need it. Just come down. You'll be all right. So I came down and he started playing in the studio, Let My Love Open the Door. And he says, I would like for you to match Pete's voice. So I wound up doing the background vocals for Let My Love Open the Door. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
and that's a beautiful story. And yes, Frank Symes, you tell him again, for the Whomagoo guy, he made it all together because he is the musical director, and every time I've seen him lately, it's to key, just like the record. It's beautiful, and everybody has mentioned all the comments of the Who shows that they put together.
It's phenomenal what he does. When I first met Frank, he showed me binders and binders and binders